Alright, this is avoir, your verb. Just going back over the chart in case you need it at home. So avoir means to have. And remember, this chart is like être. It is not endings. You don't drop the IR on the end of it and add whatever's in the chart. It just becomes that. So for je, you have to take off the E because it starts with a vowel. And then you have AI, and it's pronounced J. And this means I have, I do have, and I am having. And I'm going to do a little bit of formatting just so it can all fit on the same like screen. I don't have to zoom. So I'm going to do all this. And remember, all of these don't mean I. I'm going to change them as we go. Just for the formatting stuff. Okay, so with tu, when you change avoir, here I'll do some color coding stuff. Let's make it, I think you can see the red pretty well. So avoir is the AI. The J apostrophe is still the I part. The AI here is avoir. So for tu, you change avoir to AS, it's tu as, and that means you have, you do have, and you are having. And remember, this is an informal you. It's not formal. Alright, il, el, and on are all the same. They are all just the letter A, and it is pronounced ah. So you have il a, el a, and on a for avoir. And this means he has, or it, he or it has, does have, and is having. The only thing that changes from il a to el a is instead of he has, it's now she has. And then for on a, it's no longer he or she or it, it's one, like someone has, someone does have, someone is having. Okay? For nous, you have nous avons, which means we have, we do have, or we are having. Vous avez, which is you or y'all have, do have, and are having. Cheating a little bit by copying and pasting. Alright, so you or y'all have, you or y'all do have, you or y'all are having. And then il and el plural are the same. You have ils ont and elles ont. The S connects over to the O to make it they have, whoops, they do have, and they are having. Whoops, I don't know what that was. There we go. They have, they do have, and they are having. Again, if you remember from French 1, which you better, I hope so, this is mixed company or masculine, and then this is feminine. So when you're conjugating avoir, and I'll give you some examples here. So if you say Marie et moi, and then you have your blank, and you're supposed to conjugate avoir in that blank, you have to know what Marie et moi like is on this chart, and it would be new because it's et moi. So in this blank, you would put A-V-O-N-S. So you have Marie et moi avons, and that translates to Marie and I have, Marie and I do have, and Marie and I are having. Again, this is your verb. You don't add this to the end of anything else. That it just replaces it. So if you need to make yourself a note of that, what's in red, your verb, that's just what it is. It replaces the word avoir. It doesn't add to the end of it. The other thing that people kind of have a hard time with is when you talk about age, you don't say I am however many years old. You say I have so many years. So if you're talking about your grandparents, my grandparents are 80. We'll just say that they're 80. In English, you don't have to say the years old part. It's just understood. But in French, you have to put that because of the way it's phrased. So for my grandparents, it can be mes grands-parents. This is using your Avoir chart. It's plural, so that's why it's MES. And because it is like masculine or mixed company, you're going to use ILS as your subject pronoun. So your verb then is ONT. So this is your avoir part of your sentence. My grandparents have 80. You can't just leave it there. You have to say ANS. Otherwise, you don't know what they have 80 of. Do they have 80 grandchildren? Do they have 80 cats? Is your grandmother the crazy cat lady like I am at my house? So when you're talking about age, and again, make a note, when discussing age, oops, I can't type in English, always conjugate instead of etre. So you don't actually use is or am or are when you're talking about age. You have to conjugate this verb. You have to conjugate avoir. I'm not going to make you spell out the ages. If it were a normal year, I would, but it's not a normal year, neither was last year. We don't have time for that. So I'm not going to make you spell out the 80 for 2020-2021 school year. Other years may be different, but for now, because of COVID, you get lucky and you don't have to spell your numbers out. I will put another like version of this with the answers on Google Classroom, so you can just look at the chart with the answers if you need that, if you can't find your chart. So.